Thank you so much for joining me for the Living Years, where we have made it to my top 10 favorite films of 1979. Woody Allen starts us off with Manhattan, and I'm just going to say it. Only Woody Allen could make a movie where Woody Allen is attractive to a 17-year-old girl. His personal history makes this story a little icky, but if you can set all that aside, the fact remains that he has made a great film. Articulate, intelligent, funny New Yorkers in black and white to the classic music of Gershwin, what's not to love? In the ninth spot is Tess, a film that the US didn't get until 1980 but was released in France in '79, so I counted it here. It's a beautiful period piece adapted from the Thomas Hardy novel. The dialogue sounded straight out of the book in the best ways, even though that's just a theory since I've never read it. But the story drew me in and seemed very important, like most classic literature does. At number 8 is Alien, the original film that started the famous franchise. And what a landmark sci-fi horror movie it is. The pacing is great. The level of fear and dread is just right. Sigourney Weaver and her castmates do a great job with the material. Who is at number 7? Exactly, it's The Who at number 7, with The Kids Are All Right. This was everything a rock and roll documentary should be. The clips were primarily concert footage and television appearances with brief bits of interviews thrown in the mix from time to time. They would jump around chronologically to give a variety of moments from their career, so unlike the Led Zeppelin and Grateful Dead docs of previous countdowns, they weren't spending their whole time at the same gig. Glimpses into the lives of the 4 bandmates were enlightening, particularly Keith Moon, who died just after the film received its final edit. His cautionary tale of the power and danger of excess reminded me of what's best and worst about being a rock star. Sally Field's Academy Award-winning performance is at number 6. It's Norma Ray. This excellent film did a great job showing a particular factory's struggle to unionize. Partnered with the documentary Harlan County, USA from a few years prior, and the folk songs I've enjoyed all my life, I feel like I've got plenty of empathy now for the difficult situations that they faced. My top 5 begins with Meatballs. I've been watching this film all my life, and it is still a favorite. The comedic summer camp situations are quite entertaining, as is the rivalry between our beloved misfits and the rich camp across the lake. Bill Murray and Chris Makepeace are the standouts, creating very tender and meaningful moments in the midst of the humor. The Academy's favorite film of '79 is my 4th, and that is Kramer vs. Kramer. I was nervous about watching this because it traumatized me as a kid. But it's an incredible film anchored by realistic struggles and great performances from Dustin Hoffman and Meryl Streep. I still had trouble watching the kid fall on the playground, but I'll probably be okay. In the 3rd spot is Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now. Heart of Darkness was one of my favorite books in high school, and I've watched this movie several times before, but I feel like I appreciated it even more this time. It is such an epic film on every level. The Pythons are at number 2 with Life of Brian. As a student of religion, this is my favorite thing they ever did. By placing their lead character adjacent to the actual Messiah, they can make fun of religion and religious people without actually making fun of Jesus. Much like Holy Grail, the middle third drags a little, and the speech impediment scenes overstay their welcome for me. But otherwise, it's simply brilliant. If you're looking for the best finale of all time, it's right here. Singing Always Look on the Bright Side of Life While Being Crucified. Comedy gold! And finally, my favorite film of the year is The Muppet Movie. It's just such a classic. I'm a huge Muppets fan, and this is a beautiful addition to the TV show. From the movie within a movie premise to the vaudevillian dad jokes to the steady flow of cameos and the classic songs and the meta moments like, "How'd you find us? We just read the screenplay." It's all great. But the emphasis on following your dreams, framed by Rainbow Connection at the beginning and the magic store at the end, this is what gets me every time. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. And that's a wrap. When next we meet, it will be time to discuss the albums of 1979. But for now, go pop some popcorn and watch one of these great movies.